I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh, and this is Mating Matters, the podcast that looks at human behavior through a very sexy lens. Let's face it. Let's face it. We are wired to reproduce. So powerful is this instinct. You know what? I can't do it. This is ridiculous. It's not working. I need you. Nobody will believe I'm you. I'm not Wendy Walsh. This is not Wendy Walsh. This is Brooke Peterson. This is the producer. I'm not Wendy Walsh. This is crazy.
No, Brooke, I can't.
I just need you to dig deep and make it happen. All right? Come on.
Brooke, don't make me.
I know you're at home. Just record into your phone. It's fine. And 3, 2, 1. Go.
I can't.
Oh, come on. Just take a deep breath. Dig deep. Be a pro. You got this. You can do it. Do it.
Hello, this is Dr. Wendy Walsh, and welcome to this episode of Mating Matters. I know you don't believe it's me, but this is what laryngitis sounds like. So I'm going to save my voice today and save your ears, and instead bring you an episode from my Los Angeles iHeartRadio talk show. Once upon a time, I had the grande dame of evolutionary psychology on my show, primatologist and anthropologist Sarah Blaffer Hrdy. She is my hero. You are going to love this interview.
Yeah, all good. Thank you.
You're listening to the Dr. Wendy Walsh Show on KFI AM 640. You can tweet me at Dr. Wendy Walsh. I also do private coaching on relationships. You can find me through my website, drwendywalsh.com. So on the weekend, yesterday, in fact, I was down in Carlsbad at the Army and Navy Academy watching the most gorgeous high school graduation. Those young men were just gorgeous in their white uniforms as they marched, doing the parade of colors, the change of colors on the football field and the awards. And I was there because a friend of mine, her son, was graduating. And I've known that kid since he was a baby. In fact, with his graduation present, little check there, I included pictures of he and me when he was just a baby and a toddler. And when I finally said goodbye to him and launched him, he went into a car with a cigar and a bunch of girls. I hugged him close and said, I'm your auntie forever. If you need anything, I'm here. I was behaving like an Allo parent. Why do I care about that kid so much when he's not biologically mine? In some ways, he's just a neighbor's kid from up the beach. But why do I have this attachment, as I do to many young people? Well, the answer lies in the fact that human beings evolved on purpose to have this elaborate, it takes a village mentality, that you need multiple adults to help. Now, I should tell you people that I am just a mouth. And what I am very good at is synthesizing the research that's out there and turning it into news you can use, stuff for all of us. But the brains out there, who I am eternally grateful to, are doing the work at the major universities around the country. And there's a woman, I'm actually shaking as I'm about to say this. Like some people are fans of like big movie stars. I don't know. Who's the hot guy right now? I would
Ryan
say
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, right? Or I would say Tom Cruise.
Why are you asking
for
me
my
who the hot guy?
Okay, who's the hot girl right now, Nick?
Jennifer Lawrence?
J-Lo, right. Okay, I don't get that feeling with celebrities, but I get them with anthropologists. Okay, so I'm a geek. That's all I can say. I'm a geek. So joining me now is a woman who got her PhD in Harvard, and she has made great contributions to evolutionary psychology and social biology. Her books, and I suggest everybody get them, they're really digestible for us all, include The Woman Who Never, or The Woman That Never Evolved. My favorite, Mother Nature, Maternal Instincts and How They Shape the Human Species. I think that dog-eared cornered book was my Bible for a lot of years. And finally, more recently, Mothers and Others, The Evolutionary Origins of Mutual Understanding, which is all about allo parents. I'd like to welcome Dr. Sarah Blaffer Hrdy. Hi, Sarah.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. I just want to keep listening.
Oh, good. Well, I'm just jealous that you live on like a walnut farm now and don't have to put up with all this media nonsense.
Well, we're worried about fires up here too,
Oh,
though, and I
yeah.
know you're having them down there. My
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. So let's hope our fire season is not. I was hiking yesterday in the hills, and it really did look very dry to me early for this time of year. All right, enough about the weather. Why don't we kill the young of others like chimpanzees would do?
We are suckers for other people's infants. And how old was your friend's child, the one whose graduation you just attended when you first met him?
He was 3 months old.
Oh, yeah. Well, you were a goner, and when you first met him, you were transformed by that encounter in many of the same ways that his own mother was. And, your oxytocin levels were probably surging too when you held that baby close for a bit.
I read somewhere that nannies who don't have kids or have older grown kids, postmenopausal nannies, their oxytocin and estrogen goes up just from baby holding.
Well, I have to say, we just had our first grandchild last year. And, of course, when I was in the taxi pulling up to their house in Harlem in New York, I had a little plastic tube that my friend Sue Carter had given me, and I spit into it. And when I got into their house, I froze it, and then I spent, 2 hours with my new grandbaby, who was just mesmerizingly wonderful.
And then you spit again.
I did, indeed, and I had a 63% surge in my oxytocin levels.
I love her. She's always doing the research.
My husband came a little bit later. When I met him at the front door, instead of a hug, I said, "Spit here, sweetie." And we did the same thing to him. It took him 2 days longer, but he had the same surge. So this is male and female. You don't have to be a parent. It probably happened to you without, back then we weren't really paying attention to the oxytocin level.
Well, as my nest is getting empty, by the way, I've been Googling things like, how can I volunteer at orphanages and hospitals? How can I rock babies? Because I'm feeling like all the touch leaving. Later in the show, by the way, I'm going to talk about the health benefits of touch. But can we get back to our big brains for a minute?
Sure, yeah.
Big brains are really expensive organs to build and maintain. What happened in our anthropological history to help us grow these brains?
Well, the big difference between humans and other apes is what happens right after birth, whereas another ape is never going to let another group member hold her baby. It just wouldn't be safe for the reason you mentioned. Somebody might hurt or even eat it. Humans start passing babies around right away. And
we hand them to the pediatrician, the OB, any family member in the room.
The doula who's there, which is going to, there's probably reasons why you have an easier, quicker delivery if you have a supportive person there, all those things. Well, that started to have repercussions, and what happened is group members, in addition to the mothers, were also helping to provision youngsters. And this created an evolutionary window or an opportunity for selection to start to favor big brains. The problem you have evolving big brains, nobody doubts that being smarter can be useful, especially if you need to be flexible and come up with good behaviors. But not only are brains very costly, increases in brain size through evolution are really incremental, and it takes a long time to build them. And so you could have a mother producing a baby whose brain doesn't
grow.
Whose brain grows faster but not as big, growing up and starting to breed before your child. So it's not really a sensible path for Mother Nature, which is my metaphor for Darwinian natural selection, to take until you could already start to have longer childhoods and also more food available through this long period of dependency.
So we should tell people that most every other species is up running with the pack hours after birth. But humans are special that, we need to be carried around for a long period of time. If those hunter-gatherer mothers in our history left their baby on the forest floor, they'd been eaten by a lion.
Well, every so often the Wall Street Journal will run an article on how costly children are today. Someone needs to tell them children have always been costly. It takes 13 million calories from birth to an age where children are starting to produce as many calories as they're consuming. And
13 million calories. Now, think if a woman had to get that herself.
she couldn't and survive by herself, not in a species like ours where her youngster isn't going to be independent for a long time, maybe age 18 before they're really able to produce as much as they're going to need. They can, collect a little bit of food earlier, but there's still a gap between what they need. And so she's going to be pregnant with a new baby or maybe have another before her youngster is independent. If she has others helping her, though, they can help to provision that kid, especially around ages 4 to 5, which we're just learning is when the peak demands for glucose, for calories and energy, for synapse development in the brain.
And also that might be the age where they climb into gorilla cages at zoos and need Allo Parents around to protect them.
Oh,
sorry.
Wasn't that terrible?
I had to go there.
I know.
Listen, Dr. Hrdy, I want to thank you so much for being with us, and I'd love to have you on another time because I know you do research in lots of different areas, but you are the science behind the fact that we are all parents in the village. And
I hope the next time we have a Mother's Day or a Father's Day, the Saturday before, we can have an Allo Parents Day.
You got it. I think we will, and we'll have you on as a guest.
All right,
Thanks,
great.
Dr. Hrdy. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Brooke, help me. Can you please finish?
Okay. That was Wendy's all-time favorite interview with primatologist and anthropologist Dr. Sarah Blaffer Hrdy. That was an interview she had back in 2016 on her radio show on KFI AM 640 in Los Angeles. If you'd like to hear more about Allo Parents, something that is near and dear to Wendy's heart, you can listen to Survival of the Gayest and Mothers, MILFs, and Wives Parts 1 and 2 for a little refresher. We'll be back here next week, if she can talk. Was I too hard on her?
Mating Matters is produced in partnership with iHeartMedia. It is researched, interviewed, and written by me, Dr. Wendy Walsh, and it is edited and produced by Brooke Peterson. People don't learn about podcasts usually by just searching around. They learn about a podcast because somebody who loved that podcast told them about it. So please subscribe, write a review, and more than anything, hit that share button now. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh.